To Pittsburgh 2-0, Florida State with the lead over the Pitt Panthers here at halftime. Well, Randy Waldrum, the first-year head coach at Pittsburgh, over 400 wins in his career. Let's take a look at what it's like to be coached by Randy Waldrum.
And again, quick. What we're trying to do is just move the pink team around, right, by our ball movement. So I can play simple there. I can look to get this ball back. Keep it simple, because we always want to move the defensive team till we can find that channel to get in and penetrate. Good. Well done. And a new ball, and we go. Good stuff, ladies. Well done. It's one game at a time, right?
1, 2, 3, hit!
Good stuff.
Will play their home season finale against Notre Dame right here at Ambrose Urbanic Field on Sunday, October 21st at 1 p.m. Tickets for Senior Day are $3 in advance online and $5 at the gate. Log on to PittsburghPanthers.com for more information. 2-0, Florida State at halftime. They lead the Pitt Panthers as you're watching college soccer on the ACC Network Extra.
2018 Nissan Titan, backed by America's best truck warranty, which covers more than any other truck in its class, inside and out, bumper to bumper. Now's the time to save with exclusive offers like this.
Hashtag Ask Scott Mondays, baby. Hashtag Ask Scott Monday.
Charles was here.
That's
Charles
really
would do
weird.
it like this. Make it an ask.
The brand new ESPN app, now with ESPN Plus. Get more ESPN and download now.
15 schools all on one network, a new place to call home, ACC Network, coming August 2019. Welcome back here to Ambrose Urbanic Fields at the half. Florida State with a 2-0 lead over the Pitt Panthers. And Bob, Florida State gets a goal from one of their star players, Dana Castellanos, just 15 minutes in. But the late goal, a big one as we look back at how that first half unfolded.
Yeah, no question about it, especially with the sequence of events that led to the McFarland goal. Could have very easily been 1-0. Let's take a look at the highlights. There's an early cross for Taylor Price. This was actually the first touch of the game for Caroline Jeffers. Haven't had much opportunities. There's Castellanos, and great opportunity. First save of the game for Kat Robinson, making her first start since October the 4th. Another opportunity for Florida State. One touch, goal number 6 on the year for Dana Castellanos. Her 32nd career goal ties her for 5th place in school history. There's a great right-footed strike off the crossbar by Christina Lynch. Could have very easily made it 2-0. There's a distance shot that was tricky. This is the sequence of events I was talking about. If that goes in, it's 1-1. They counterattack, and the pass comes in front. Kristen McFarland makes it 2-0 late. Could have very easily been 1-1. That's a big turning point in this first match.
Castellanos at 15:01, McFarland at 41:11. Let's take a look. Castellanos and McFarland, the goal scorers tonight. Pitt with 2 shots and 4 fouls. The total shots are 10-2 in favor of Florida State. Castellanos, again, 32 career goals, now tied for the 5th most in program history. 2-0, Florida State with the lead over Pittsburgh.
The 2018 Nissan Titan, backed by America's best truck warranty, which covers more than any other truck in its class, inside and out, bumper to bumper. Now's the time to save with exclusive offers like this.
Hashtag Ask Scott Mondays, baby. Hashtag Ask Scott Monday.
Charles was here.
That's
Charles
really
would do
weird.
it like this. Make it an ask.
Well, the Pitt soccer team wearing pink jerseys, as you see tonight, and they're raising money for a special cause. Now, obviously, the pink is synonymous with breast cancer awareness, and they are doing their part to raise awareness for that tonight. But they are also going to to auction these off, $40 starting bids at PittsburghPanthers.com. It starts tomorrow, and then we'll go to the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation, a cause very special to head coach Randy Waldron. Back in a moment, 2-0. Florida State leads the Panthers.
The 2018 Nissan Titan and Frontier. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies that help you get to the fun faster. Now's the time to save with exclusive offers like this.
Hashtag Ascot Mondays, baby. Hashtag Ascot Monday.
Charles was here.
That's
Charles
crazy,
would do
bro.
it like this. Make it an ascot.
It's 2-0 Florida State with the lead as we get ready for half number 2 here at Ambrose Urbanic Field. A chilly night, but so far a clean one for some terrific ACC plays. You take a look at Dana Castellanos open the scoring for Florida State. A very talented player out of Venezuela. And you see Florida State this year, when they lead at half, they have not been beaten, and would expect them, not necessarily, Bob, to go into a shell here, but certainly they are not going to want to give up anything cheap from now on, and it's going to make it very hard for this Pitt team that's, trying to look for some offense here. They've had such a hard time scoring of late, and now they're going to have to try to break through against one of the best defensive teams in the nation. Yeah,
Pitt has been shut out 2 straight games, and now a half of this one in this losing streak. 6 times they've been shut out. Florida State, why would you change anything, go back in the shell? You possess so much, and you possess so much in the front quarter of the field, the front third of the field on the attack, that sometimes is your best defense right there. So really no need to change anything up, at least at a 2-0 score.
And you mentioned that 7-game stretch now for the Panthers. They've scored 2 goals in that time. Both of them came against Miami, and that was a heartbreaker. Pitt led 2-0 at the half in that game. They gave up the tying goal with 12 minutes left and the go-ahead goal with 2 minutes left. But they were in that game. It was a game that they should have won, according to Randy Waldron. And he said that was really a tough one to swallow, I think, here when you're looking for a win and you're looking for offense. And then you have the defensive collapse that they had in that game against the Miami Hurricanes. Here's a cross for Florida State.
Early corner number 5 for the Seminoles. That's a disheartening loss. That's a disheartening goal that they gave up to McFarland, because it was very nearly 1-0. And now, after the clearing attempt, it's called for a foul.
Natalia Cuica went down, just got tripped up. You saw
Morgan,
right there. Yeah.
Morgan with her left leg.
Morgan.
This is a free kick for Florida State. Pretty good position, too, nearly in the middle of the field, about 25 out.
Dangerous. I think that's Castellanos. It's going to set up to take it. Here's the attempt. Oh, off the bar. It's loose, and then tapping it in is Florida State. And that is Anna Patton. 3-0 Seminoles.
Now the sophomore from Harpenden, England, takes advantage of the Castellanos free kick. Talked about her vision, and she tried upper 90. Good save, really good save by Robinson, but no Pitt pink jersey there to get on that rebound. And the only person to get there for the big, juicy, easy goal is Anna Patton, the sophomore. She's a defender, but she finds the net. Maybe the easiest tally that she will get for Patton, her 2nd goal of the year.
And you could see Madeline Gravanti came in late there and then kind of looked back at her teammates and wondered where the help was there for Robinson. And you saw just kind of a lot of turned heads. I think they thought maybe that ball was either going to go in or go out. I don't think anybody was anticipating that it would be stopped, go off the post, and then come back into the field of play, and that's exactly what happened. You can't blame Robinson for that. That's a tremendous effort just to keep that ball out of the net off the foot of Castellanos in the first place.
Talking with Randy Waldron earlier today, this game, and we've still got plenty of minutes left in it. It's been kind of a microcosm of the season for Pitt. Being in it, they get deflated. Could have been 1-1. The deflating goal by McFarland makes it 2-0, and then you get a great save by Kat Robinson on a direct kick, and you think he would keep it 2-0, but the juicy rebound is put in by Patton instead of being remaining 2-0, or even 1-1 in the first half, Josh. It's now 3-0 Florida State.
Yeah, it's a quick couple of goals to, you don't want to say put the game away at 3-0, but with this Florida State defensive play, 3-0 is almost a lock. It would be pretty incredible if Florida State coughed up a lead of that size. And there's 2 goals, one at the end of the half and then one at the start. 2 goals coming just a few minutes apart, 5 minutes and 23 seconds apart, the 2 goals, and momentum now fully on the side of the Seminoles.
We talk about their offense, which is outstanding. Now with 33 goals on the season, their defense has been pretty good, allowing just 7 goals so far in this their 16th game. They're working on shutout number 10. A lot of that has to do with the talents of Brooke Bollinger, who is ill tonight. Jeffers taking advantage of her opportunity with that big save in the first half, and her teammates have rewarded her with a 3-0 lead.
You're talking about a player in Bollinger who is right now 3rd in the NCAA with 8 shutouts. And
yeah, that's the entire NCAA, folks, not
right.
just the conference.
And I think, part of that speaks to this defense as Florida State's on another run here. I mean, certainly that is a big factor, but also a pretty excellent keeper back there as well. Here's Tillman. They're just meticulously working, trying to push
Bollinger
that ball.
earlier in the year, the redshirt freshman, Josh, was ACC Co-Defensive Player of the Week in September. Their possession, and if they play like this on a regular basis, you can see that Bollinger, I'm sure, makes the saves, as Jeffers tonight, Josh, when they need to, but their possession tonight has been just tremendous, and that's led to limited opportunities for the Panthers.
It's looking like Florida State, it's still a lot of time left, but if they can hold on, that would put them up to 4-3-1 on the year. And right now their goal is to get into that ACC tournament and keep on stacking wins. Their RPI is strong and obviously ranked 14th in the country, but they're going to be a dangerous team at what's going to be, I think, a tough matchup for a higher seed in the ACC tournament. Here's a long shot in, but not a lot on that, and Robinson will make the stop on Patton, who just scored minutes ago. And here's the goal from Anna Patton. Good drive by Castellanos. I mean, that ball's going in if Kat Robinson doesn't get the stop on it. An excellent follow by Patton.
You can't fault Robinson. She made a great save with the right hand on the direct kick.
And credit Patton. You hear it a lot in hockey. Go to the dirty area of the net. That's a common expression in hockey, and it works for soccer as well. Go to the goal scorer area. Sometimes that's in tight, just looking for something that's not exactly a pretty goal, but it works all the same.
Generally in the dirty area, you expect more resistance.
Right.
There was none for Patton.
Yeah.
Right-footed strike.
Yeah, a little opening there for Jalen Howell. Launched it high. See kind of the uniqueness of Ambrose Urbanic Field down there with the one end, folks can stand. See some folks choosing to just stand, and then obviously on the far side behind the benches, you can stand back there as well.
That area is very popular when there's precipitation in the area.
I could see why.
This is a great facility. Pitt has some great facilities lined up here. The Koss Field is opposite of us. That is where baseball and softball play.
All this part of the Peterson Sports Complex.
This complex is top-notch.
Behind us, Vartamedian Field where the softball team plays. So you have the 3 fields all staggered together.
You spent time adjacent to Ambrose Urbanic.
Both places, yeah. My first time here, though, and enjoying it. It's a beautiful complex, and obviously watching 2 teams that come out of the premier soccer conference in the nation. Robinson going to give us a long run. Oh,
it's a hip check.
Boy, a heavy shot. That is Christina Lynch.
Robinson. First of all, she took off. thought she was going to try to win the ball. And maybe she heard your hockey in it. Maybe she heard your hockey analogy, Josh. Watch this. Boom, that's a hip check.
Yep. Into the boards, perhaps? Oh, my. Man.
That's a foul, too. That's going to be a
Yeah.
direct kick from almost working as a corner kick for the Seminoles.
Just going to say this is probably a set piece here that will work like a corner.
Maybe Kat was a little upset after that last goal. She took her frustrations out of Christina Lynch.
See Lynch, a little scrape on the knee there. Ball in, headed high and out, and it's last off of Florida State.
I'm talking about Florida State being 7th of 8 right now. I mentioned their next game is at Virginia. Virginia is hosting Syracuse tonight. They're winless in the conference as well, along with Pitt. So maybe Virginia puts Florida State in the rearview mirror if they get a victory tonight. 6 shots to 1 in favor of the Seminoles in this contest.
Look out.
They're focused on just staying in the top 8.
Yuji Zhao with a good little step over move, got some opening, sent that cross in. Panthers defense able to handle that.
Coach Krikorian talked about her vision and her awareness as well. As we asked him about both Zhao and Castellanos, and you could see it. You can see why they put up great numbers in this season for Florida State. So they're good. They both have the knack of a goal scorer, being good in the box and near the net.
Talking about, you see, get a good wide look now at Ambrose Urbanic Field. You can see Charles L. Cosfield, the baseball field. The one interesting thing about this complex is this year, first-year head coaches at each facility. The baseball team under Mike Bell. So here's a good ball through, getting free, and good defensive play made by the Panthers down in that penalty area to keep that ball out of the net. Robinson.
That was a great through ball. Robinson came out aggressively. Hudson was also back there, but I think it was O'Donoghue who made the play. Watch the through ball, and it's a stop and a move by Lynch to get into space. And O'Donoghue was there.
Lynch maybe looking for a little payback after that hard check that she took from Robinson moments ago.
Played by Adina O'Donoghue, making her 15th start of the season tonight. Did result in a corner kick, though, near side flag for the Seminoles.
Ball in, and there's a whistle on this. It's going to go against Florida State. You mentioned O'Donoghue, part of that Cannon McMillan High School team in nearby Cannonsburg, took that team to a number 9 national ranking. Her senior year was an all-state selection and a NSCAA All-American. She wants to do what we do, too, wants to go into broadcast journalism. Does Adine O'Donoghue. Probably will be better than, I won't throw you under the bus, better than me.
In my case, the bar is very low. Well, she certainly's got some facilities now.
Yeah, no doubt.
To hone that craft.
Look out, Florida State on the cross. So good play by Robinson. Again, you see Zhao was in the kitchen looking for, again, one of those dirty goals.
Zhao and Tillman.
Yeah. Tillman came on the backside, watched Zhao in the front, hoping for maybe a rebound, and then Tillman maybe just thinking that ball might sneak under Robinson. That's not a bad play, though, there by Tillman to go behind, because
sure,
how many times do you see the ball just work underneath the goaltender going down, a goalkeeper going down like that? Tonight, don't have to worry too much about a wet ball out there, no precipitation, at least to this point. So that makes it much more difficult.
There's 8 goals between those two players, too. Zhao has 6, and Tillman has a couple of goals. Both Zhao missed a game, didn't start a game, actually. This is her 15th start, or 15th game played, 16th game played for Tillman. They're dangerous. And you're right, sometimes we talked about the precipitation. When it's wet, that ball gets like a bar of soap, and that's where you want to be. Goal scorers nowhere to be at the right times, it seems. People think it's luck. There's some of that involved, but their skill and knowledge is also involved in that. Foul against Florida State.
Let's take a look at.
Gravante was not real happy.
Here she is.
That's. Not sure I'd want to be on the end of that stare.
Yeah. That's Madeline Gravante had an excellent chance earlier to score.
Zhao either didn't know or didn't care. Yeah, Gravante had that great opportunity. That shot from distance.
I think that's a heads-up play by Zhao. I mean, she's standing in her position, and if you don't have to move, don't let Pitt go quickly and potentially catch you on a counter. It's somewhat of a sneaky play, but it's a good one if, you know.
It's gamesmanship.
Right. That's a great word for it. It's making sure that your defense is ready back there. It's like a takedown a bit there by Panthers, but that's the call.
Play on again. It was Lynch who took that hip check from Robinson earlier. She got tied up with Allie Higgs.
Lynch is going to, I think, need the ice pack tonight. We've seen her hit the deck a number of times.
They play Saturday in Virginia, so not sure if they're staying here and heading there tomorrow or heading that way tonight.
That's a big game as well.
It's a good program too, Virginia.
Villalobos sending it to the far side, then getting it right back. Zhao, Villalobos looking for space.
Sunday in Virginia, by the way. That's
Panthers be in action Sunday as well.
They could spend Saturday in Virginia.
Beautiful campus in Charlottesville.
Yeah, Randy Waldron. Notre Dame in. The school that he had so much success at.
So that's going to be
Speaking of good program.
Yeah, you said that's going to be a little weird. It's a program he won 2 national titles with and still has a lot of connections, obviously, to the program. You could tell, and obviously tonight not going the Panthers' way, but playing a top-tier opponent, you can tell that the direction is very clear for Randy Waldron. And, you know, we were touching on the changes that Pitt overall has made in the athletic department, and there is a sense of just newness and a lot of energy with all the new coaches that have been brought in the last 2 years. And Randy Waldron is a big part of that. He said that, you know, 3 years ago, if you would have told him that he would be at Pitt, he would say, no way. And he was sold on it quite easily, he said. Look out, Castellanos, a good opportunity, but that one off the side of the foot hit a leg, too, on the way through and goes out. But Randy Waldron's resume speaks for itself. 2-time National Coach of the Year. 2 national titles that he has won. He's the first coach to ever win in the history of the NCAA to win a national title in soccer in his first season. Did that at Notre Dame. Walked right in. Boom. National title.
You know, in that great conversation we had about programs heading in the right direction, he said, first of all, he looked at it. I'll get to it after this corner kick.
Ball going to sail out behind the goal.
Not good. If Jay Vinovich is willing to come here, then maybe I should rethink my position on coming to the University of Pittsburgh. So he called up Jay and had a long talk with Coach Vinovich, who has done a great job of steering the Pitt men's program in the right direction here in the ACC. And then he came in and had a great visit, talked with Heather Lyke, and you know, she sold him on her vision of where she wants. He called it they want to have success in the Olympic sports. So that's been a good fit.
And I remember shortly after Heather Lyke was hired as the athletic director, sitting in Vardabedian Field back behind us, a softball facility, and we did an interview with her, and that's exactly what she said as Robinson slides out for this ball. A good run there for Dallas Dorsey out of Fort Lauderdale. Dorsey has scored 2 goals off the bench this season, but I remember very clearly she said that, you know, the non-football everyone talks football, basketball, but the non-football basketball programs, she wants them across the board to be very successful. And
well, you got 2 great examples. The baseball program, which you're familiar with, very successful. The volleyball program, again, which you're familiar with, nationally ranked 6th
Right.
in the country. So there are 2 great examples of how programs can build.
We'll have on the ACC Network Extra volleyball tomorrow night. Forward to that.
And Sunday.
And Sunday.
We're breaking new ground on Sunday.
2 broadcasts at once. Looking forward to it. Soccer be in the mix.
Hopefully just figuratively, not breaking anything literally. Soccer and volleyball being broadcast at the same time. First time ever. We get 2 volleyball. There you go.
See, Notre Dame will be the matchup tomorrow night for the Panthers, sitting at 20-0. Women's soccer on Sunday. Notre Dame soccer side will be in action against Pittsburgh.
Notre Dame's in Blacksburg, Virginia tonight playing the Hokies. Flag is down in the far corner. It was interesting. Had a chance to call the boys game on Tuesday, and it was really windy, and the flag the ball came to it, and it was almost as the flag bent to avoid the ball hitting into it.
Yeah, there was a lot of wind in the pregame. I remember sitting here back an hour or so before we got started.
Come on, Dana. You need to tidy up over there. Pick that flag up.
Maybe she will after she kicks this one in. A good ball in. That was off the back of a Panther's head, and now an attempt and a goal put in for Florida State. And that is Cuica, Natalia Cuica, with the goal. And that came off that excellent corner by Castellanos.
So she's like, Bob, I don't worry about the flag. I worry about the ball being in the back of the net.
Bang.
Left-footed rebound. You got that right. Bang. Castellanos has been involved in all 4 goals.
That was off
there it is. Yep. Bam. That was a good play by Pitt to head it away, but they couldn't get it quite far enough, and came onto the left foot of Cuica. And for Natalia Cuica, her 2nd goal of the year.
I think that was the side of the head of Dixon Feltry. I think it almost stunned her in a way. It hit her on the side of the head. And
yeah, she went right down after
right, and came right back out to Cuica, and she just buried it. Pressure by Adine O'Donoghue. Now this is Taylor Price running on after it, but calmly handling it is Malia Berkeley.
Josh, you made a great point earlier. Just watching this Florida State team play, very impressed with it on paper, more so seeing it live. They're going to be a 7.
Yeah.
They're going to potentially be in a 7th seed in the tournament.
I mean, right now, the way that the bracket looks for the ACC tournament, at the moment, they would take on Boston College. Now, obviously, there could be some shifting, but Boston College has had a very good year, and somewhat surprisingly, they were not ranked early, but they're number 2 right now. And they did Boston College. They upset this Florida State team 2-1, and FSU at the time was ranked number 7 in the country at the time of that loss, and that was a bit of an eyebrow raiser, but I think Boston College has proven that they are pretty legit right now. And
they've got the most overall wins in the conference.
13-1 right now. 13-1-1 is Boston College. You see how things look if they ended today. North Carolina against Virginia Tech, Virginia the 4-5 against Louisville, Duke and Clemson the 3-6, and then again the 7 Florida State against Boston College. And you know, obviously Boston College has beaten Florida State this year, but that is not a team that you want to see if you're a 2 seed in the first round. I mean, that is a really, really strong 7 seed, and I think it speaks overall to the ACC and how competitive it is.
Oh, it sure does. That bracket, if the playoffs would have started today, speaks for the depth and the strength of this conference. Plus, you're looking at a Florida State team who's really good as a 7, and they're going to go in, if it holds out, against number 2 Boston College, and they're going to have revenge on their mind as well after losing earlier in the year. So that's why this tournament, this conference, is so good.
A lot of possession right now by Florida State.
Right now?
Well, what I'm saying is they've gotten the lead, and now, you know, not necessarily looking to.
They're not
attack.
they're not pushing. Right.
They're not pushing. They're just kind of eating up clock in a way. And I think they're going to just wait and take their chances when they arise up 4-0.
They've been possessing all night. And really, yeah, you can tell they're not as pushing. I'm sure if a chance comes through to push forward and send a through ball or a cross or a pass up, they would take advantage of that. But playing a very good road game. They got the first goal, and again, Pitt, Waldron told us that they didn't want to go behind early, Randy Waldron said, and they didn't. They kind of withstood the early storm. Then was 1-0 with a Castellanos goal in the 15th minute of play, or 16th. And then just that deflating goal after Pitt almost tied the game at 1-1.
Florida State, Castellanos, McFarland, Patton, and Cuica. The 4 goals tonight for the Seminoles. And again, if you joined us late, a big swing at the end of the first half. Florida State was up 1-0. Panthers had an excellent chance to score. Here's a takedown in the middle of the field. And hitting the deck there was Kaylee O'Connor. Panthers had a great chance to score, did not finish. Ball came back down the other way on a counter, and Florida State, the goal by Kristen McFarland, made it 2-0. And that came with less than 4 minutes left in the half. They then scored a minute 34 seconds into the second half. So bang, bang, 2 quick goals, and it made it 3-0 and really put the game on ice at that point. They've added 1 since.
Scrivanti, we know how strong her leg is.
That one steered out wide, though.
You mentioned Kaylee O'Connor. There's Scrivanti again, who had the great opportunity. Not happy. It's extremely unhappy with that set piece on the free kick. O'Connor from Illinois went to Downers Grove South High School. That is a very popular place, especially this month. Especially this month with Halloween, Downers Grove.
Oh. Over my head. What's Downers?
Sometimes it did. That's where Jason is from. No, not Jason. The Halloween, Michael Myers.
Oh, my. Okay. All right. I'm with you.
Jason is the other. He's from Downers Grove, Illinois.
Gotcha.
They remade that movie again.
Yes. For the 27th time, something like that.
Claire Bean, by the way, checks in. Senior, and she's another player that Coach Waldron talked about. Josh is working to fit in and getting player time, becoming better as the season has gone along.
And with her, it was more about her athleticism. They didn't think that, fitness-wise, she could maybe play at this level. And he said it's a testament to her. They told her that at the end of last year, in January, when he came on board. And she spent the offseason in Pittsburgh working with strength and conditioning, got herself in shape. And, he said he's really proud of the fact that they had a player with that kind of commitment that, took the challenge on head first. And he said that she really kind of transformed her athleticism, transformed her body into one that can sustain minutes in ACC play, and she's been able to give them some good minutes from time to time.
It's a great job by Claire. Pitt, that's another area where they've got a strength and conditioning coach and a program specific to some of the Olympic sports, and that can only help you move in the right direction. That's not a happy bunch right there. Probably another cool thing that Coach Waldron gets to coach with his son.
Look out, here's Florida State coming in. Cross went wide, now a second chance. Pitt on defense, on their heels, able to just get that ball out of danger. 20 minutes left here at Ambrose Urbanic Field. Florida State with an impressive night to this point.
It's interesting thinking back and just replaying part of the conversation that you and I, Josh, had with Coach Corey, and he talked about little things, small things, and that Gravante opportunity in the first half could have been one of those. But that break went in the way of Florida State.
Burgal sent one wide, and now running on here, Florida State. A good attempt there, and that is Pavlisco. Pavlisco from Middleburg, Florida. Top drawer soccer All-American last year in high school. A 4-time state champion was Pavlisco.
Can't beat that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
McFarland, who had the big goal in the first half, will re-enter in the second half. The redshirt sophomore, replacing Jalen Howell in the lineup.
Into the match for Florida State, number 20, Christian McFarland, replaces number 6, Jalen Howell.
And Florida State has done this without Brooke Bollinger, one of the top goalkeepers in the country. Haven't needed Caroline Jeffers much tonight. The ball sent in and it's knocked out wide. That's going to be a corner off the left foot of Dallas Dorsey, and then
that was Burgal who made that. O'Donoghue who makes the block. Burgal made that play.
Yeah,
really nifty ball handling on the left side. Zhao has, it's nice to have, Zhao as a freshman has put up great numbers, Josh, and she was leading the team in goals, and it's nice to have someone like Castellanos who picked up the slack. She has been the player of the game.
Cross in, knocked down, sent out. Mentioned Dallas Dorsey, one of the seniors, and we talked about how big the freshman contribution has been to this Florida State team. 2015, when Dallas Dorsey was a freshman, was part of the best freshman team in the nation that year, one of the best Florida State has ever seen. They combined for 89 points that year. Some of those players seniors now, 35 points, more points than the second best group of freshmen in the country that season. I mean, that's how dominant that group of first-year players was. And now some of those that were freshmen then, now seniors closing out their collegiate careers. But the foundation for this team was laid very early as part of a very good freshman group that's had a lot of success at a very high level. This team, with this group of freshmen, they trying to, I think, carve out their own history, and obviously it's led by Yuji Zhao, their top scorer this year, but go up and down the list, there's a lot of impactful freshmen on Florida State. It's a long ball in, well, a good volley on, but that one knocked into the waiting hands of Kat Robinson. Robinson family could be in for an interesting day Sunday. Kat's cousin played baseball at Notre Dame and then pitched for the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Yankees. It's an athletic family and one that has ties to Pitt and Notre Dame. And of course the Panthers will meet the Fighting Irish twice this weekend in sports. Tomorrow in volleyball, and then on Sunday in women's soccer. So if you're a Notre Dame fan, come out this weekend.
Yes, come out, because Pitt is revenge-minded
yes.
after last Saturday. I was just doing some math, and I know that scares people. But I love these numbers, and this is the reason I did it. Florida State is going to prove, barring a astronomical comeback by the Panthers in the final 15-plus minutes, to 11-3-2, which is a percentage just under 700, because as a head coach, Coach Krikorian has never been below 700 as a winning percentage. So not that that means anything, except that he's been successful, but that's a number you'd like to continue, because that means most likely they're winning out in their final 3 games.
Mark Krikorian, a decorated coaching career at Florida State. There's a takedown, a foul called on the Seminoles. Started back in 1990 with Franklin Pierce. Coached there for 5 years and 4 years with Hartford. Then from 01 to 03, he coached the Philadelphia Charge, and a couple years later named the head coach at Florida State.
As he said, that's when he became a Floridian. Kind of worked out.
Yeah, spent some time in Philly.
Northeast, New England.
He's coached 29 All-Americans. It's quite impressive. I mean, that's essentially 2 every year for Florida State. 3 ACC regular season titles, 3 appearances in the national title game. Won it in 2014, but 8 trips to the College Cup. 8 trips in 14 years is a very good percentage. And obviously this Florida State team has struggled of late. They're going to get a meaningful win tonight, coming off a draw with NC State their last time out. Crazy thing about that match, they were up 1-0 for quite a while. Yuji Zhao got her 6th goal of the year in that game. NC State tied it with less than 1 second left. They were that close to victory for Florida State, and went back and watched that goal, and there was some questions of whether the goal should have counted. It was very close to the buzzer, and officials got together and decided that it did count.
I had to re-look too and make sure that game was in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
See if it was in the Carolinas. Maybe a difference. Foul called there against Madeline Gravanti. She's just a freshman. She doesn't look overwhelmed out there. She's smirking at the foul call. These players will grow and they'll get accustomed to what this league is about, which should help Pitt moving forward. And we talked about these programs growing, and I'll get back to that in a second after this rush.
Look out, a ball in, and a good one sent through for Florida State. That was Bella Dorsey.
That was unselfish because she very easily could have fired that
Yep.
toward the net. And she tried to cross it from right to left. It'll be a goal kick for the Panthers. But with Coach Waldrum being hired and with Coach Vidovich already on board, Josh, we're talking about how Pitt has new coaches and successful coaches. Pitt is only one of 3 Division I teams with national championship winning coaches on the men's and women's sidelines.
It's interesting.
One's in the ACC, can you guess?
Carolina?
Carolina is correct. Stanford is the other one. So
It's good company to be in.
Sure is, and that shows you the quality of hires
Yes.
that Heather Lyke has been able to make.
No question.
You know, you're focused on other programs. Jeff Capel, specifically the basketball program, who is very close to getting underway.
And they have hired, Pitt, 2 Florida State assistants.
Yeah, right.
Mike Bell was the assistant baseball coach, associate baseball coach at Florida State, and then Lance White, the women's basketball coach, was a Florida State assistant for the women's basketball team. And
There was a foul. I was thinking they were reaching for a card on Michaela Schmidt. She just got tongue lashing, and there she is right there. Alexa Orante, the redshirt senior from California, a little bit gimpy after that hard foul. That just speaks to Heather Lyke's vision and where she wants to go.
And she has, dipped into the well of assistant ACC coaches that have coached under legendary coaches in front of them, head coaches, and obviously Jeff Capel with Mike Krzyzewski, and you go down the list of coaches that have been
You're saying that
tutored.
like it's a bad thing, right?
No,
it's a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you want people that have been around greatness.
Sure, absolutely.
And I think that's something. And obviously Heather Lyke, played collegiate softball in Michigan under one of the greatest women's softball coaches of all time, and obviously I think that maybe rubbed off a little bit. I mean, I think overall you look for just the best candidate, period. But I think you want people that have learned under very successful coaches, and that's certainly what they've got. And obviously Randy Waldrum is somewhat of an exception to that, in that he comes here off of being a very successful head coach at a high level.
Both he and Coach Vidovich.
Right.
But they know, Coach Vidovich did, Randy Waldrum to a lesser extent, but was in the ACC for a while. But you mentioned it. They hire coaches who know what it takes to win
right
in this league in different sports. And I think that's another great thing that this athletic department has done. We saw, by the way, Bella Van Noorden, senior from New Zealand, check in.
Kat Robinson clearing that one out. Taking a look at what Florida State has done tonight. Dana Castellanos got it started. Kristen McFarland and Anna Patton, the two quick goals right before half and right after halftime. And then Natalia Kuika with her second of the year.
That goal in the 41st minute, the big game changer, came after that great opportunity by Gravanti. That was stopped by Jeffers. So Jeffers makes the save, to her credit. Then McFarland makes it 2-0. And Florida State with two more markers here in the second half to go up 4-0.
Trying to get something going back the other way. As we hit 8 minutes to play here at Ambrose Urbanic Field. Panthers with one more home game this season. Sunday, 1 o'clock against Notre Dame. Then they'll hit the road on Thursday at Boston College.
Talked about Boston College earlier. Yep. And you hope to get a result. Well, you want to do some good things in those plays. And I don't want to look past Notre Dame, especially because it's senior day. We'll have that on the network, ACC Network Extra on Sunday, or Boston College. But I will be interested to see coming back next year after Coach Waldron, Drobman, and his staff, Josh, have a full year in.
Right.
They get to recruit. They get to have spring practice. They get to train
right.
all year round. It'll be interesting to see, what changes, what improvements they can make being here a full year, coming in after being hired and coming here just at the start of the new year.
Well, and I think it's shown too. I mean, you recruit the right players, and even if there are a lot of freshmen, it may not be perfect out there, but if you recruit high-quality players, you can have success very early on. It's not like, I think you look at, football, if you bring in all freshmen, or basketball, unless they're superb recruits, you can struggle. But I think, you can bring in high caliber players and at least be very competitive right away. And I think that's the hope for Randy Waldron next year. Florida State on the attack, Bella Dorsey. Of course, Bella, her sister, Dallas, on this team, her older sister. This ball's going to head out for a goal kick.
Coach Waldron, too, was very candid about, the direction, the shape of the program right now, and the direction he wants it to go. The Panthers will sub out. Gravante, who's played well tonight. There's Allie Higgs, the senior, returning. Sunday will be emotional senior day for Higgs, amongst others.
And they did lose some players with the coaching change, but were able to bring some in that otherwise were maybe not necessarily, or did not necessarily have Pitt on the radar. Now, we mentioned 15 players that are going to come in, first-year players next year that will come into this program and bring an infusion of youth. And there will be some inexperience with that, of course, but it's going to be a lot of talent on this Pitt team next year.
One of the players we haven't been talking about, you and I stopped down to introduce ourselves to Coach Waldron after talking to him on the phone on our conference call. There's an opportunity for the Seminoles.
Look out. And a shot, and Robinson just got a piece of it. That's a good attempt for Michaela Thomas, the freshman out of L.A.
All the way from L.A. She's a Dodger fan. She's probably happy. Good run coming down the near side. Got a step on O'Donoghue.
That's a good stop.
Yep, it is a good stop by Kat Robinson.
Michaela Thomas has Louisville ties beyond Florida State. I'm sorry, has ACC ties. Her dad played football at Louisville.
Another corner. It's 5 saves on the night for Kat Robinson. One save for Florida State was the big one.
Ball in, header on. Oh, another good save for Robinson, and that was an excellent attempt for Dallas Dorsey. But Kat Robinson again making a big-time save.
And Coach Waldrum told us she was athletic. He wasn't lying. She's been very athletic and active. And that is a great corner. Headed on, as you mentioned, by Dallas Dorsey, and a better save. She's been good going in the air.
And more than anything, that's a good read by her to realize before that ball gets to the head of Dallas Dorsey that she needs to be getting up on her toes and in the air, because that header is probably coming her way. And that's good anticipation by Kat Robinson, who, despite giving up 4 goals, this could be a lot worse if not for her play in net. Here she is again.
She's got a hand on that, too. Just wanted to make mention of Juliana Vasquez, who's a redshirt junior. She is out. Coach Eldrum before the game told us that. She's one of the top players. That's a great read. You got her hand on that. If she does it, it comes cleanly to Dorsey from near corner to the left side of the box. She came out. So that's another, you mentioned it, a great read on the previous save, and that's a great read right there. Get her hand on that, which created a goal kick.
And you talked about Vasquez, one of the top players on this Pitt team. Missed last year, only played 5 games, had her season cut short with injury, and then obviously dealing with something now, missed her last game and out tonight.
Concussion she's dealing with.
That's right.
Bumped heads a few games ago. Coach Waldrum told us she's very close to being cleared through concussion protocol and could return for one or both of the last 2 games. We'll know Sunday, obviously.
She led her senior year of high school, led the entire state of Ohio in scoring, had 60 goals as a senior in high school, 3-time first-team All-State. Again, has played sparingly here, played sparingly last year due to the injury and then the concussion this season. Her has Pitt ties to her brother, Nick, who goes by Boo. Boo Vasquez was a very good baseball player for the Panthers. Had spent some time until recently in the Miami Marlins organization, playing in A-ball. Remember Boo quite well from those Pitt baseball teams a few years ago. Say 2013 or 2014 graduate. I'm guessing that she spent a lot of time looking down on this field. There's a good ball in and a tap on. Oh, and it goes wide. Boy, what a good look.
No, I think Kat Robinson made a great left
piece of that.
She got a left foot on that. It was a great look and a better save.
I could not tell if this hit a defender's leg or, yeah, it did. It got through to Robinson. Great call by you, Bob. That's
awesome save.
Yeah, she's made some great saves tonight. This is good eyes there. I couldn't tell if that hit the leg of the defender in front, but that got through to Robinson, and she played really well here as we're approaching now at a minute left.
Dorsey denied once again.
Look at the emotion still.
She's still into it in the final minute, is she not?
We got Florida State going to move to 11-3-2 on the year, 4-3-1 in the ACC. Their RPI sitting at 7 right now in the nation. So they're in a pretty good spot despite some struggles of late in the conference. And they'll take on Virginia on Sunday.
Those are great numbers that back up potential at large, if I can get it out into the tournament. You need to be above 500.
Right.
That's checked off the box. And 7th in RPI also speaks to their strength of schedule.
Panthers again in action on Sunday against Notre Dame. We'll have that game for you. Senior Day on the ACC Network Extra, and then they'll head to Boston College to finish things out as this game comes to an end. Dana Castellanos, Kristen McFarland, Anna Patton, and Natalia Quico with the 4 goals tonight, all for Florida State, as they come away, Bob, with a 4-0 victory here on the road in a game that they needed to win. Florida State comes through, and they get a much-needed victory tonight.
Yep, a road victory in a game that could have been a trap game. Consider it accomplished for the Florida State Seminoles. For Pitt, the swoon continues now. 8 straight losses. We'll look to break that skid on Sunday against the Fighting Irish.
So for Bob Orquist and our fantastic crew, I'm Josh Roundtree saying so long from Pittsburgh, where the final score is Florida State 4, Pitt 0. All games airing on the ESPN networks or streaming live on the ESPN app. To watch this game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.